and just making it easier to collaborate as a whole with one another. So tell us a little about how BundleIQ is thinking about that, and how you've built out the product so far to achieve that.
I read this book called Good to Great and by Jim Collins, and kind of the main takeaway from the book was that the book really challenged you to come up with and define like what's that one thing that you can do better than any other company in the world, and that's what kind of helps you go from good to great, and really like narrowing your focus and just dialing that core functionality or product offering or whatever it is, dialing that in and building your team around that. And so for us, the thing that, and by the way, they call it the hedgehog method or something like that. So our hedgehog is that we believe we can create eureka moments better than any other company in the world. Those moments of like unexpected inspiration where you're like, whoa, like shit, I didn't know I had that, or I totally forgot that I wrote this, or a piece of information that comes to you that connects a dot and it's like tangential to what you're even talking about right now. You're like, oh, I didn't even think that this over here was even related to this. So that's kind of the vision and the North Star of BundleIQ is really like wrapping your intelligence and bundling your knowledge so that we have understanding of how to make it useful for you in those moments as you're writing. To kind of put it another way, we you've probably heard of the mousetrap, right? Like everyone's sort of every sort of mentor says don't just build a better mousetrap. And the way that I've viewed knowledge work and particularly these different softwares in the cloud, like Notion, for instance, or or some of the other ones that have come out that have become wildly popular. And it's no discredit to them, but basically the way I see them is that in many ways they've built better bookshelves. So you've got all these books of information and like they help you organize it better. And same with kind of in some ways like office suites and that sort of thing. And the thing that separates us from building a better shelf is that we want to help Jeff and people like Jeff to basically understand the contents of their books, like
Right.
to be able to have that AI and that that thing working alongside you, supporting you, saying, hey, on page 23, line 77. That's a piece of information that you might want to look at. And so we're helping people understand the contents of their books and making all these bits of information useful.
Gotcha. So it's almost like Notion developed a way, like invented the Dewey Decimal System for all your documents, right? But what you're doing is you're taking it a step further and saying, when you open the book, here's how this connects to something else. Something else that's in on your bookshelf. Pretend, you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
exactly. Yeah, exactly. And we really see like our product as a synergistic, piece of software that can snap into, these excellent knowledge creation tools, no matter what they are, whatever you decide.